Let's see how well it goes. Is this recording? It is. Hi there. I'm back. I'm back from Texas. I was there um, at my mom's place, dropping my younger son off there. And this might have been one of the last videos that I did was, I think this is page 3. um, but I didn't bring my computer with me, but I did bring my iPad, which is this thing right here. So I was able to work on comics while I was out there, even if I was busy, and I was real busy. So obviously this page got done. Page 3. Page 4 got done. And I think I filmed a little bit of it. Whoops. And came out great, in my opinion. Page 5 got done. So I know I've been gone for a whole week. All of these are on my Instagram, by the way, which is Rabbit Fighter Thing. Page 6 got done. And I did this one as a full page bleed. I don't like to do this every page. I like to kind of vary it up. But there it is. Fang breaks off. He finds the two scientists that you may have been wondering, what do they have to do with the rest of the comic? There they are. Okay. Yeah, he found them. Page 6. Page 7 got done. I actually did this on the plane on the way home. And has this combat sequence here, which I feel came out pretty good. And then page 8 got done, which is also another combat. Well, it's the rest of the group is still traveling. I use this trick. I learned this one from Evan. And then they're caught in a trap. That's where it ends. This is a really good panel, in my opinion. I'm very proud of it. Where the 3 other bee strangers get dropped into a pit. Here's my problem. I don't have anything else penciled. So what do I show you today? Well, I'm going to show you how I start a page, and we're going to try and pencil some roughs. My roughs are very rough. I usually start by doing a margin. My margin is about 1/2 inch. Well, okay, it's an inch margin when this is an 11 by 16 canvas, I guess is what we call it. And so its real size is like, this is the real size, but you know, when you shrink it down, you can kind of eyeball how big the margins are. Because I don't go out into the margins, I don't have to worry about things getting cut off in the bleed. I know about how much of about an inch is. You know, like this distance is different from that distance, but it's okay. It's fine. Nobody will get mad. If I really wanted to, I could center it. You can just take the whole thing once you've drawn the whole square and just go, oh, okay, I'll center it. You could even distort it a little bit to make it even bigger or smaller. All that looks pretty good. Okay, then I usually make another layer, drop it down to about half opacity because I like to draw in gray. And I use the technical pen for my pencil. I use the more brush-like one for the ink layer, but you know, it's not as important. Now, I'm trying to remember what I had planned for this because I don't have a script exactly in front of me. But I seem to remember oh, it's a large panel here. Well, I think it's a bit too large because of the way I want to do the small panel. In general, and I say this in general, it's not a rule, it's more like a guideline. You want to avoid symmetry to create a sense of movement. And avoid what are called rivers, what I call rivers. And the river would be if you line your gutters up. It's very boring. You need a little bit of. Can you even see that? You need a little bit of offset. This is a huge offset, but a little bit of offset. But I'm going to try and work with this. It's only 4 panels. In the first two, well, I remember in the first one, it's going to have blaze and I'm not sure how to stage this just yet. I'm just going to be playing around with the figures. Blaze and Snapper falling. Just to go over the previous panel, they're getting dumped into this pit. You know how cats always fall on their feet, so Blaze is he's upside down. But I am going to have him maybe spin towards his feet and Snapper's actually going to get hurt, but one of the ideas I had is maybe he has some regeneration because he's a reptile. And then Celeste doesn't fall, of course, because she has wings. But the bad guys don't expect that. So I don't know if I got this down. I'm like I said, I'm playing with the forms because I haven't really planned it out that well. And they have both Blaze and Snapper have the sort of digitigrade limbs, which don't work exactly like regular human limbs. I was wondering if maybe I could probably look up online and look up some reference and see, okay, well, there's plenty of scenes of superheroes and supervillains getting slammed into the ground from a height. I'm sure there's a bunch of Superman getting just pile drived into the ground. What do you do with their arms? What do they do with their arms? Let's remove that arm. And then Snapper has an alligator tail. Yeah, they both get dunked head first into the ground. Which gives the leather wings a chance to celebrate, but then they don't expect Celeste. Okay. I don't know. I feel like I might go through with this, but then I might have to redraw it. Alligator head. It's tough to get right because he's got, like, the eyes are on these kind of lumpy protrusion type things. And what is this shape that I added here? Oh, it's the other hand. Well, I don't know if I like this arm. Okay, making him smaller wasn't a great idea, but I'm going to go ahead and move Snapper off to the side just a bit. And it could be I'm going to crunch them back together here in a second. Nope. I need to make them a little bit bigger too. You can even do some things like put them on different layers so that when you're drawing one, it doesn't affect the other. But the real issue is you have to maintain some kind of dynamism. Which I'm not sure I'm doing right now. I can visualize kind of what I want it to look like in my mind. When I close my eyes, I can see it. And which, by the way, that's a hard trick to figure out, but you should check out this technique called image streaming. It'll teach you how to do that. And the way I really want to see it, though I don't know if I have the skill to do it, is we throw in the action lines and we leave the head sort of whited out, so we just see the, you know, and we maybe even throw up some debris here as they're crashing into the ground. They are they are super heroic characters, so that they, getting tossed off a cliff on their heads isn't the worst thing in the world. But it is enough to kind of like knock them out, so. All right, hang on. What did I do there? Got some bad shapes here. I could probably find um, some Kirby Thor panels or. Oops, whoa, whoa, whoa. Not you. Even some Romita panels of a character getting tossed down like that. Then like motion lines down, and then motion lines crash. Yeah, I know exactly how Kirby would probably have done this. I just don't have the skill to do it. But maybe I'll try. Oh, let's put in the rest of Blaze's hair. It might even be a Tarzan. I think that I've been reading a lot of Tarzan lately, but I've also been reading a lot of Justice, like Silver Age Justice League. And I didn't realize all the best comics are Silver Age. Not even Bronze Age. Bronze Age is where they kind of coasted on the fumes of the Silver Age. But like I'm reading like this old you can find these collections on Kindle. Um Silver Age Justice League, there's 4 volumes, right? And they're all drawn by pretty much a no name. It's Mike Sikowski. If you know who Mike Sikowski is, good on you, because um, he did all of the Silver Age Justice League stuff and came up with the designs for it's like Conjaro, Amazo, or Professor Ivo's android. What are some of the others? Like they're all awesome. Like every like major Justice League plot, he has something. The Weapons Master is one of them. If you know who that is, Starro. you know, like that's the definitive, Justice League. Starro. I mean, Starro. I don't know if we would go that far with the heads. Okay, once again, crunch, crunch, and then one of the leather wings is going to be off to the side, going, "We got them all, 1, 2," and then they're going to say they're going to be looking up. They're going to be 3, and um, like they're going to be looking for Celeste falling, also, and they're going to be just like shot with arrows, and then you're going to see Celeste in the final panel. So that's my idea for the page. Yeah, so I mean, I've been reading all through all these um, Starro, Concharo, um, and Amazo. Those are 3 of my favorite villain designs, especially Amazo. Amazo is one I've wanted to use something like that forever. I mean, these are classic stories, by the way. The story of Amazo is the one where he gets all the powers of the Justice League. It's like it's the perfect Justice League story, and they got it from. I mean, there's so many times that story's been done in comics. There's the one with the Avengers one with the super adaptoid, and then later Taskmaster and so on. Where he's copying all the powers. Okay, here's our leather wings. I think they're called. He's going 1, 2. He's going to say he'll be off screen going 1, 2, and then weren't there 3 of them? And then just answered with a hail of arrows. I think I got to make this guy in the back a little bit smaller though. And then, by the way, you want to, where do we place the heads? Well, rule of thirds, right? So this guy's probably right, and this guy needs to go up a bit. So my line will be up a little bit higher. It could be that I made them a bit too large. We'll see about that. I'm going to get this right on a thin panel. I could probably do myself some favors by spreading this out, but I'm not going to. I like the idea of this panel being big. I think we're going to shove it a little bit to the side, though. Now, the way I feel that Kirby would have done it is we erase the heads and we just have them, crunch. Falling in there. Actually, that's not bad. I think by going less detailed instead of more. I don't know. I'll still have to play with this one a lot. Um, of the arrows getting rained down on them. And it's two arrows. Oh, I'm gonna have to mess with the sizes here so I can get both figures in. Oops. Uniform. And then there's placement, how we're gonna place them in the frame. Maybe those arrows are too big. Mm-hmm. This idea as I was falling asleep last night. I remember I was thinking to myself, oh, don't forget. So that leaves just Celeste and Fang, right? Fang is in the other page. Over here, he's just dispatched these two guys, and he needs Celeste to try and release the scientists, which are on the previous page here. So I want to have Fang radio Celeste, and she's going to be hiding and there's a big reunion where they try and help Snapper and Blaze, get them up again, heal them up somehow. I don't know. It's superhero physics. You got to figure out, what you're gonna do to save your friends, and then we start um the final battle, which is, just as they're all reunited, the leader Vex shows up, and I came up with a really cool final battle idea. Cool in my opinion. Be like holding his hand up, like arrows from the sky. I'm not sure how much of a shrug it looks like when you're getting shot. I've got to figure out. Maybe I can do like even more arrows. Like she's able to do like a green arrow thing where she fires like 5 arrows or something, or 6 arrows. And then, of course, once we get these things, you don't always want the full figures in the panel, just like I have these kind of guys cut off. So I can do things like reset them. Oh, this looks good. Like maybe at about this height. Maybe right about there. Something like that. Now we understand that Celeste is really cool and tough. I might make her smaller just so we can show her with her bow and with her wings. I think she's got to show her wings because that's the whole point of this scene, is that she's able to fly. So maybe her line will be something like, "Did you fools forget?" My one question is, does Celeste shoot with her left or her right hand? She's in this scene right here. She shoots with her left hand is on the bow. So that would be this one. I don't know if I like it. Yeah, I do. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that? She's like an avenging angel. Figured way to get her bow in the shot as well. And as much of her wings as possible. This means probably shrinking her down just a bit. Well, one bit of controversy is, do I have this wing out here, or I could actually stretch the wing to the right? I want to use a different shot than I did last time so that you don't have the same shot over and over. So in this one, I had the wings both in front. And this one, I'm going to do it like this, where it's parallel, kind of. So instead of having this wing out front like that, here's one wing. And here's the other wing. So see how it's parallel now? If he's going to have even more arrows ready. Okay. This is looking good, although I don't know if her head's too big. Anytime you're trying to draw these animal characters, there's a tendency to want to make the heads big just to because that's the most interesting part. It's what makes them special. She's gonna say something like, "You idiots forgot I could fly." All right, here's this won't be as complicated as it feels right now because they have these sort of glide wings. They don't have like actual. They don't have wings like hers that are coming out of her back. Their wings attach to their forearms, so they're very simple to draw. They're like flying squirrels or something. They're supposed to be like vampire bats. The tough part is always getting the pose right. Okay. Well, it's been 31 minutes. I'm gonna keep working on this. And basically I draw till I get tired. And then I come back and I'll draw again. If I have to erase things, I erase them, and then if I have to add a panel, reduce something, change it up. You can see how quick it goes. Um, but this will be page 9. So page 9 pencils. Please like, follow, and subscribe. We're back on track. Check out my Instagram, which is rabbitfighter13, to follow the whole comic. You can just click on my profile and scroll back. If you get to the one that looks like that's Brillig the Barbarian, and he's leaving the dead card guard, that's a previous comic. This will be the new comic. Um, and I may even do another video at some point because I do have a page of Tarzan ready to roll. There's my new Tarzan page. And you can see I've put a lot of drawing into that. Although, look, my Tarzan is not very well refined. Um, but this looks pretty refined to me, and these are ready for inking. Um, all right. Please like, follow, and subscribe, and I will see you later.